I want to greet you today. I'm a missionary of God the Father, the Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, but I'm also an American citizen. And I see all of the chaos that is taking place, all the chaos and all of the confusion. It would be wise for uh, people born into a free republic, blessed of God to be born in the nation where you are, to be aware of the laws that are very important to the way you live your lives. And some of us were fortunate. We were blessed by God to be provided with parents who, by God's divine providence, we were born in the United States, and we receive by blood the right that we're become at birth through our blood American citizens. But there are some who don't have that natural right. They're not born with that citizenship. Some have to immigrate, and they have to become naturalized. They have to become a citizen, and they need to work toward it. And I encourage you, if you were blessed by God to be blessed to be born into a constitutional republic, to be aware of the rights that you are given, the blessings that God has given you in that Constitution. Let's take a look at the First Amendment from 1791. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. I want to point out that it says Congress, but that's been known, frequently interpreted that Congress also means government. The government shall make no law, throw no legal obstacle with regard to the establishment of a religion. You don't set up a national church, but you do not prohibit the free exercise thereof. The government is not to interfere with your right to worship God or not to worship God. It's the most important thing in the First Amendment. No law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting free exercise thereof, the next clause, or abridging the freedom of speech. You have the right to state your opinions. Government is not to abridge that, or not to silence that, or of the press, newspapers. Press is interpreted as newspapers. Nowadays, bloggers on the internet, those on radio, television. That should also include the rights of American citizens on the internet. All right, look more closely. Or the right of the people peaceably to assemble. If you're minding your own business, you have the right, according to the First Amendment, to assemble with whomever you choose, as long as it's peaceful, and you have a right to hold government leaders accountable. Yes, you can gather and assemble, but you can expect the government to address those issues. The Second Amendment from 1791. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to bear arms shall not be infringed. The 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, he mentioned we, the people of the United States, because it's in our legal documents, we, the people. In the Declaration of Independence, talks about we, the people, that that those who govern do so at the with the permission of those who are governed, we, the people. But it says that a well-regulated militia, that is the right of the people to keep and bear arms. That means you, as an individual, as a law-abiding citizen, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It doesn't say just the government. It doesn't say those who are in the military or those who are in law enforcement. It says the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's pretty easy to understand. The Third Amendment, also from 1791, the first 10 amendments, known as the Bill of Rights, they were all ratified at the same time. Third Amendment, no soldier shall, in time of peace, be quartered in any house, that also refers to a home or apartment or your backyard, without the consent, that means the permission, of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. There are proper protocol to be followed in unusual situations. That there's laws with regard to proper protocol. Fourth Amendment, the right of the people to be secure, that means safe, in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be searched. It means this is important for you. You have a right against unreasonable searches and seizures. They have to get a warrant, have to go before a judge, and they give an oath, they solemnly affirm. They have to accurately describe what they want to search and who they want to search and what they're looking for. They have to be specific. This is for your protection. This is the Fourth Amendment of what the government is not allowed to do to you as a citizen. Your proper protocol must be followed. Yes, read that real close. Proper protocol. Fifth Amendment. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war, or public danger, nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. So, in other words, no person shall be held to answer for any crime, any accusation. You have the right to remain silent. And you have the right to an attorney. The Sixth Amendment. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial, have the right to that, by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation to be confronted with witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. The Seventh Amendment. In suits at common law, where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved. And if no fact tried by jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of common law. So there's a limit. There's a limit there. The Eighth Amendment. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. Yes. So this is litigated quite often. The Ninth Amendment. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. 10th Amendment. This is the last one we'll cover today. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. So we're going to stop right there, talking about the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. I encourage you to read those things. There are more to follow. I encourage you to read those. It's your right to read your Constitution, to be aware of your Constitution, your constitutional rights. It's your right as a citizen of that nation to be familiar with that. Remember, the Bible tells us that my people perish because of a lack of knowledge. You'll remember that the Apostle Paul was not hesitant because he was also a citizen of Rome. And when it was necessary, he was not shy or timid about calling on his right as a Roman citizen. Well, you have a great day. I encourage you to be aware of what your blessings are, especially if you live in a nation where you're free and you're protected by a constitution. Be aware of what your blessings are. Be aware of what your rights are. And insist that those in government insist that they abide by those same laws, because they are sworn into office. They affirm, they promise to protect and defend that Constitution. Hold their feet to the fire. Expect them to be obedient to the laws that they promise to protect.